You're listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. The show that gives pastors and church leaders the clarity they need to protect their people, property, and ministry.
Welcome back to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. I'm your host, Ron Wadley with Insurance for Texans. We help church leaders protect their churches with clarity and purpose. This week, we are looking at liability protections for Texas churches. Today's episode hits on something that few churches think about but need to consider in today's digital environment, and that is media liability. If your church live streams, posts online devotionals, uploads sermons, or even runs Facebook ads, this episode is for you. Billy is an administrator at a church in Lubbock. They are one of the thousands of Texas churches that started live streaming out of necessity during the COVID pandemic. At the time, it felt simple. Hit go live, preach the word, and reach the people who couldn't be in the room. But a couple of years later, something unexpected happened. A viewer submitted a complaint about the content of a streamed service. And suddenly, Billy had a question he wasn't prepared to answer. Does our insurance policy actually cover online content? That moment made Billy realize something many churches are discovering. The digital pulpit introduces new risks, and most churches are not insured for them. Before COVID, media liability mostly applied to TV ministries or large parachurch organizations. But now, things are different. Every church with a live stream is a media publisher. Publishing online content opens your church up to media liability exposures, and none of these accusations require that you actually have done something wrong. A simple misunderstanding, misquote, or misused song clip can trigger a complaint which can turn into legal action quickly. Most standard church liability policies do not cover online media activities, and that's where media liability comes in. Media policies typically cover things like copyright infringement, the unauthorized use of images, music, or video, and claims tied to sermons or published commentary. It also covers legal defense costs, even if the claim is baseless. Unfortunately, even if your church did nothing wrong, you must still defend the claim, which creates legal expenses. Media liability coverage makes sure that your church never has to handle that burden by yourself. When we talk to churches about media liability, here are the four most common surprises. Worship music used in live streams often requires separate licensing. Any social media posts can trigger claims. Sermons discussing cultural or political issues that can be challenged are at risk for triggering a claim. This is exactly what happened with Billy's church. Additionally, volunteers can accidentally create liability for the church. This brings up an uncomfortable truth for many churches, which is if your church publishes anything online, you are a media organization, whether you meant to be or not. When discussing media liability with your church's insurance specialist, make sure you address the scope of your digital content, how your worship team uses music, any ads or boosted posts you run, and how sermons address cultural, political, or social issues. It's also important to discuss coverage limits and any exclusions tied to controversial topics. Some insurance companies won't cover political or socially sensitive commentary at all. This is why you need to consult with a church insurance expert. Our team at Insurance for Texans works every day with churches that engage communities online. Media liability is no longer optional. It's part of caring for your church's reputation, its finances, and its long-term ministry. After meeting with our church insurance team, Billy's church in Lubbock walked away with clarity and confidence about what kind of media liability covered them best. Don't wait for a complaint to find out that your church is not covered. Visit insurancefortexans.com today and connect with our church insurance team. We'll review your digital risks and help you secure the right media liability protection for your ministry. And for more in-depth information on church insurance, don't forget to get a copy of our book at thepromiseofcertainty.com. I'm Ron Wadley, and this has been Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance Protecting Texas Churches. Until next time, Remember, your digital ministry deserves the same protection as your physical one.
Thanks for listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, insurance isn't just about policies. It's about safeguarding the mission God has called you to lead.